Hello everybody, TyronnCannon here and welcome to another episode of LeGM. Today we are covering the off-season and training camp. I'm going to shoot this 3. Hope you guys are all doing very well today. We have made some moves during the off-season. I think it's best to start right before the draft because we did make some moves before the draft. We traded Brook Lopez and Kemba Walker to the Utah Jazz for the 3rd overall pick in the draft, as well as a 2025 first round pick from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So we got 2 first round picks there. So that was good. And then in the draft, we tried to trade for the number 1 overall pick, but we couldn't. An offer couldn't get done. It just wasn't going to work. So the Brooklyn Nets had the 1st overall pick. They drafted Floyd Woolridge first overall. He is a point guard. So they didn't take Bronny. Dallas had the 2nd pick. And they traded it to New York for Jalen Brunson and a 2024 2nd round pick from the Detroit Pistons. And then New York took Trevor Chandler, who is also a point guard. We have the 3rd overall pick, and you're probably guessing, yes, we did it. We drafted Bronny. Bronny James is now a Laker. He's going to be coming off the bench. We might have a look at the rotation towards the end of the episode, but he's going to be our backup point guard so far in this upcoming season. We then drafted Austin Hodges with the 30th pick overall. He is a center out of Missouri. He's going to start in the G League for us, but he looks really good. He can sort of shoot threes. He's 7 feet tall. I just think he's going to be a good eventual piece for the Lakers, because I have some news on Anthony Davis, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Free agency comes around now, and Gary Trent Jr. accepted his player option worth $18.78 million. Kenyon Martin and Bol Bol also had their team options accepted, so that was good. We then traded Jared Vanderbilt and Kenyon Martin Jr. and 2 first-round picks in 2025, our pick and the Minnesota pick that we got for in the Bronny trade, and we got the man who has the ball now, Desmond Bane. He's a terrific shooter, and he will be our starting small forward. He traditionally is a shooting guard. He's probably a little bit undersized to be playing small forward, but Max Christie has been promoted. He will be our starting shooting guard this season, with Gary Trent Jr. coming off the bench. Now, for the 5 players we signed in free agency. We signed Reggie Bullock to a 3-year, $5.99 million deal. He's going to be our backup power forward, and he's a good 3-point shooter, so I don't expect him to get a lot of playing time, but he's there if we need him. We also signed Boban Marjanovic, who is 7'4". He's going to play backup center for us. He can sometimes shoot threes. He's a good system fit though. And he's going to mentor Austin Hodges, who I forgot to mention will start the season in the G League. We also signed Lewis Tatum, who's a backup point guard. He had some good potential. We did a little bit of scouting. He looks like he's going to be really good. So we signed him on a 2-year, $2.16 million deal. He's also going to start off in the G League. We then signed a backup shooting guard in Seth Curry, famously Steph Curry's younger brother. We signed him to a 4-year, $20.35 million deal. So he's, as I said, going to be backup shooting guard. Probably our 3rd choice shooting guard behind Max Christie and Gary Trent Jr. There's Boban there in the post getting that block. And then we re-signed Grant Williams, who was a restricted free agent. So we could have brought him back on the qualifying offer. But we decided to sign him for 5 years, $54 million. I think it's just $54 million. So, you know, it's a good player to have. He plays backup power forward. He's going to spend some time. He might start some games if there's an injury here or there. Good passing, everybody. That's a bad shot. But, you know, we might trade him down the line, depending on. And then after this training camp, we did sign some players. We signed 4 contract extensions during this training camp. This is the final day of training camp, which I'm showing you now. Or get around to Davis. Just try and dunk this. No, it wouldn't know how to do it. Desmond Bane got a contract extension. He's got 4 years, 111 million. So as I said, he's starting small forward. He's going to be really good for us. I'm just excited to what he brings, Desmond Bane. He's not a bad defender either, but he's going to ease the scoring load on LeBron James, who I felt like, you know, ideally at 30, he's going to be 39 this year. We don't want him to be scoring 30 points a game. We want Max Christie and Anthony Davis to be chipping in with some scoring. So Desmond Bane's going to help out with that. OG Anunoby got a contract extension for 3 years, 57 million. So he's going to be on the books for the foreseeable future. We'll score with Boban. Gary Trent Jr. also got a contract extension for 4 years, 61.05 million. Again, our backup shooting guard. He's going to be really good. And then Bol, who everybody knows is a personal favourite of mine, got 4 years, 55 million to be our backup small forward. Oddly enough, no contract extension yet for Anthony Davis. He does want one, but LeBron is holding out. We want to see a full season out of Anthony Davis. He's still got, I think, this year and a player option for next year on his contract. So we'll just have to wait and see how he plays. If he plays really well in the first sort of month and a half of the season, we'll give him that extension. If not, we'll just have to see how we go. But that's I'll show once this training session is over, which I probably think is now. Once we score next, I'll show you the roster for next season, and I will go over the rotation as well. And that'll be the end of this episode. I know it's kind of a quick one, but we aren't going to show opening night. Actually, no, we probably should because the ring ceremony. So we might do opening night in the next episode. And then we'll probably skip forward about a month. About a month, I would say. Let's get a 3 with Boban. Damn it. Alright, guys, I will be back in a short while. I'm going to show you the rotation for the upcoming season and the roster. And then we'll wrap things up in just a second. Alright guys, we are back. Kevin Porter Jr., starting point guard. Max Christie's up to an 86 now. He's going to be our starting 2. Desmond Bane at the small forward position. LeBron's going to be playing power forward, and Anthony Davis will be playing center. OG Anunoby is going to be our 6th man. Gary Trent Jr. going to be the backup shooting guard, as I said. Bol's going to be getting some minutes. Here's Bronny, 79 overall. He's going to develop nicely through the season. If he develops really well, he might sneak his way into the starting lineup before too long. And then we've got Grant Williams ending out the rotation. Seth Curry is going to be not getting any minutes at this stage. Obviously, we'll just see injury-wise how that plays out. And then we've got Reggie Bullock, as I said, 76 overall. We're not going to expect a lot of game time out of him. Boban Marjanovic is also there on the roster at a 74. I will quickly show you Louis Tatum. He's 23 years old, as I said. He's got 12 badges, so I was pretty happy about that. A+ playmaking. He's 6'4". I think he's going to be really good for us in the G League. Going to be a really good backup our third choice point guard. And then we've got Austin Hodges, who's also a 76 overall. I did say he could shoot some threes. He's a D+ 3-point shooter, but he's a terrific defender. A+ rebounding, and he's got A- potential. So we'll have to wait and see how he plays out. At 19 years old, the sky's the limit for him. And we've got, I can rest easy knowing that if Anthony Davis, if we trade him or he wants to leave in free agency, we've got not a ready-made replacement, but we've got someone who we can develop into a starting caliber center. But we'll quickly. Oh, the ring ceremony is going to be against Golden State. So, do we show the rings? Oh, I'm going to show the ring ceremony, and then we're going to wrap things up for today. So once again, guys, I'll be back in 1 second.
Fans, at this time, direct your attention to the center court for the awards ceremony.
Ring ceremony time. We've won our first 2 games of the season up against the Kings and the Suns, I believe. Bol's looking very excited. Let's turn down my headset a little bit. I'm not going to play this game. I'm just going to simulate to the end, and then I've decided we're going to come back for episode 9 at the start of December. So that's going to be good. Adam Silver's there, the commissioner, handing out rings. Gary Trent Jr. Getting his championship ring. Happy days. He's lost his headband though. Normally he wears a headband, so maybe it's just like a post-game thing. Not pre-game, post-game. During game thing is what I'm trying to say. OG Anunoby getting his championship ring. Who's next? Kevin Porter Jr. Good mid-season trade that we made, getting Kevin Porter Jr. as our starting point guard. I don't know why the screen is shaking, so I do apologise for that. Max Christie. He's no longer a rookie. He is one of the more experienced players on our team now, actually. He's now a second-year player. Anthony Davis is going to be getting his ring. Again, he also wears a headband, I believe, but not wearing it in the pre-game, which I guess is fine. And LeBron, the last player to collect his ring, his 5th championship ring. He's going to be looking for number 6 this season. And then we'll go from there. We will go from there. Alright, it's time for the game up against Golden State. We're going to skip forward. I'm surprised they didn't get Phil Jackson out to get a ring. Alright, up you go, Anthony Davis. No, you lost it. That's okay. We're just going to simcast forward. Hopefully we win on ring night, and it's looking like we will. And we do win quite convincingly. Win by 24 in the end. LeBron gets a 30... Oh, Jesus. LeBron almost gets a 5x5. He plays very well. Anthony Davis plays well. Kevin Porter Jr. does well. Desmond Bane chips in with 21. Max Christie gets his 20. Didn't shoot efficiently, though. Gary Trent was good. Grant Williams was good. OG probably played really good defense. Bronny didn't have a good game, but he's had a really good start to the season. Bol missed a shot, and nobody else played. But that's going to wrap things up for today, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. If you wish to join my Discord, there's a link to that below. VC's been saved. And those are the box scores there in the bottom right. As you can see, we've been very dominant to start the season. High scoring games. I will see you guys next time for some more LeGM. Bye! I stuffed up my outro, but you know, that's okay. Bye!